Chris Hemsworth, the man behind Thor. What does he eat to get in superhero shape? Keep watching until the end to find out my thoughts on it as a registered nutritionist. Hemsworth goes through an intense series of eating habits and routines in order to get superhero ready. And let's just say, thank goodness he plays Thor, because his routine seems like one only the gods can handle. When he preps for movies like Thor, he eats around 6 to 8 meals a day. Now that's a lot. So how does he fit that many meals in a day? Well, he eats every 2 hours. In an interview with Page 6, Hemsworth's trainer Luke Zocchi says that the star eats significantly more than he normally would in order to bulk up for the role. Zocchi said, he found if he eats a really big meal, he feels too heavy. So they are 450 calorie meals broken up into 8. Zocchi explained to Page 6, we try to eat every 2 hours and getting 450 calories in each time. So how does he start the day? Well, he starts the day with a large plant-based shake, but then has a more full breakfast a couple of hours later. Sergio Pereira, a chef who works with Hemsworth, told Men's Health, Chris's day always starts with a large green shake made up of 5 to 6 different types of leafy greens and vegetables, low glycemic fruits, nuts, seeds, fats, and small amounts of sea salt to aid electrolyte balance, nerve transmission, and glucose metabolism. And from his interview with Daily Pop E-News, he seems to mix up his full breakfast.
Does a phenomenal job just bulking you up and really getting you in this Thor look. What's the diet? What's the regimen?
Yeah, I was eating, for breakfast would be 3 or 4 eggs with a fistful of rice or a fistful of veggies, or both.
And for lunch and dinner, he would have.
Then a few hours later it'd be chicken, veggies, rice. Next meal would be steak, vegetables, rice, fish, vegetables, rice, and just sort of alternate through the animal kingdom.
As well as eating more meals, he ensures he's eating enough protein to fuel his muscle gains by bulking up on red meats. His chef mentioned that he includes substantial red meat usually at lunch, but sometimes at dinner as well, along with vegetables and starches such as baked potato or rice. Pereira told Men's Health, Chris eats a bit more red meat than usual, but limits it to daytime as it requires more energy to digest. This is unless he trains later in the evening, in which case he may have a lamb chop after his workout. He also has a good source of carbs with his meals. Pereira says steamed rice is Chris's favourite, but sometimes he mixes it up with whole grain seeded breads, rice crackers, oats or potatoes. And snacking is totally allowed on his diet. Hemsworth snacks regularly on foods such as yogurt and berries, other plant-based protein shake and crackers and Vegemites. His pan also lists frozen vegetable popsicles which sound yum, beef jerky and dry fruit to settle his hunger. And before bed, well, Pereira says he will have a serving of BCAAs along with the magnesium zinc supplements, which helps aid in muscle recovery while also helping to calm the body at night. This also lowers the accumulation of lactic acid in the body to help recover quicker. But he doesn't always stick to his meal plan. He does have a so-called cheat day.
What does Chris Hemsworth's cheat day look like?
Pizza's a big one for me. I love big pizza, meat lovers pizza, lots of protein. I like hamburgers, ice cream, is a big one. Chocolate, it's all the obvious stuff, yeah.
So that's what Hemsworth's diet looks like when he's prepping for Thor. But is it healthy? Let's find out. Let's have a look at some of the downsides. First of all, the quantity of food Chris is consuming is that of an athlete rather than the average meal, so it's important to keep this in perspective. With so many meals during the day that are freshly prepared, it requires a lot of prep work which can become overwhelming and stressful, and most of us are not lucky enough to have a personal chef like Chris has. His portions of proteins also seems high depending on the sources that discuss his diet. For example, 3 chicken breasts greatly exceeds the amount of protein that can be used for muscle repair at a time, and it's a slow, inefficient conversion of protein to energy. He'd definitely benefit from smaller protein portion sizes and increased intake of starches. But if you're trying to cut back on carbs, you can simply reduce the protein portion and keep the starch portion as is. It's also important to note that Hemsworth is only asking a chef for diet advice rather than a registered dietitian. While not everyone has the same resources, I would recommend that a celebrity like him would be working with both a dietitian and a chef who can collaborate, or a dietitian who's also trained as a chef. Are there any upsides to Chris's diet? Well, he does eat a good amount of plant-based food. The inclusion of plant-based shakes in the morning is a good way to help balance out the meat intake. And he eats more fruits and vegetables compared to the average man. Why is this good? Well, fruit and veg provide antioxidants to help protect cells from damage and protect them from stress and age. What's more, Chris frequently eats yogurt, which is good. Why? Well, he's getting probiotics and prebiotics to benefit the gut and keep immunity functioning well. His frequent intake of yogurt is great to support gut health, along with the prebiotics he is getting from fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. And he doesn't fear carbs, but rather uses complex ones as fuels for his workouts. He includes whole grain toast, wraps, and starches such as rice and potatoes. Those carbs are useful for his rigorous activity level. And lastly, if you're going to go on a strict diet, make sure you find the formula that works for you. In fact, his chef mentioned that a lot of trial and error has gone into developing his go-to prep plan. As I always say, everyone is different and the first thing you try may not be the best for your body. Do you think Chris Hemsworth's diet is wild? Let me know in the comments below. Want to know what happens to your body if you eat like The Rock? Then watch the video on your screen right now. Remember, enjoy food and stay happy and healthy. Catch you on the next one.